day comes, which is on 8th March, right? For this special occasion, we have a special person today, Miss M.K. Deepika. She is a BSc Visual Communication and founder of Pucci Maternity Solution. So she is going to talk to us on building a community-driven business. And it is a pleasure, Miss Deepika, to have you. And I have the pleasure of introducing her to everyone. Ms. Deepika, along with her husband, Mr. Tyagu, in July 2020, started the Femtech Maternity Superstore. That takes care of, it's a movement that takes care of women through their pregnancy, postpartum, and motherhood journey, helping them to become self-confident, informed, and happy. So this organization started when Ms. Deepika had failed to find a functional and comfortable maternity wear, which is also attractive during her pregnancy. And from this problem, she thought that something has to be done for women who undergo this phase in their life. So she designed a line of functional maternity wear for women and launched an exclusively maternity solution brand called Pucci. Every problem and pain that pregnant women go through was analyzed, and every Pucci product category was inspired by her real life experiences and problems. And starting with woven dresses and salwar suits, Pucci has ventured into exclusive range of intimate wear made of pure bamboo, followed by a range of personal care and hygiene products. Later, they have also ventured into skin and hair care products that are organic and safe on the skin. They have been appreciated by leading industry experts and popular magazines alike for the quality of products and services. And they have served more than 15,000 customers across the world. And they have a physical retail store in Coimbatore and are planning to expand and franchise in 2023. They've made a revenue of an impressive revenue of rupees 5 crores within a short period starting from June 2022. Their maternity solution Superstore Femtech is now valued at approximately rupees 10 crores. And they plan to capture a market of 100 crores in the near future with a plan to launch 80 new products. And Pucci was awarded Lingerie Brand of the Year by the She magazine in 2022. So welcome, Ms. Deepika. It is a pleasure to have you here, and all of us are eager to hear you. And this being a Women's Day week, we are extremely happy to have a young person who at such a short span of time has really made a mark in that particular niche area where you don't find many people venturing. So over to you, Deepika.
Thank you so much, Vandana, for the introduction, and thank you so much for having me today. So today we are going to be talking about community-driven businesses, how to build business out of community. So I here stand as a testimony for community-built business. So Pucci is a brand that's developed community as its core, community as its base. So when I started Pucci, like I was a young mother, and we wanted to solve the problems or struggles which are faced by young mothers like me. So that's how we started. The concept behind starting Pucci was as simple as that. It came out of my own personal experience. So when I started this, that's when I started talking to a couple of my friends who were pregnant or who just delivered. So when I connected with like-minded people, it gave me a perspective or idea on what I should be doing, the kind of product that I should be developing, the kind of marketing that I should be doing, or what is exactly the mothers in the society or the young mothers like me needed. So that's when I understood the power of community. But I always feel that community building is very much overlooked in marketing techniques and marketing strategies we currently follow. But last year, 2022, there has been a great amount of rise in the kind of brands that had community as their core and developed. So moving on to this, I would like to first talk what is a community. So let's start with a very layman definition to a community. So community is basically a place where there are like-minded people or people coming in with a purpose. So when a brand is run by a community or run for a community, then the purpose of the community and the purpose of the brand should align together. That's when the community will be successful. So yes, so building a community-driven business involves creating a company that places the interest of its community at the forefront of its operation. Such a business model requires a clear understanding of the community's needs and an unwavering commitment to meeting those needs. So I would like to address this point. So when we start a company based on a community, we should always be very clear what kind of needs is this community going to attend to. So when we focus on a very niche sector of people, we should be constantly giving them what they require. So it should be a place where they come, either they should have fun, or they should be supported, or they should get knowledge out of it, or in some way or the other they should feel connected, and they should gain out of the community. So there are three things why we should take community very seriously. So the first point I would say is, a lot of traditional marketing these days doesn't work at all. Like advertisements, TV commercials, or whatsoever that we used to do, even 5 years earlier or 10 years down, doesn't work these days, because every single day we are getting upgraded with the technology, and lot of new ways of marketing is coming in, and people are also changing. So these kind of old traditional marketing doesn't work anymore. And also we are living in a world where there's overwhelming of information and the data is getting streamed live. So in this era, the old traditional marketing doesn't work out for startups as effectively as it worked earlier. So we have to create a solution where we could emotionally connect with our audience. In that way, we could reach a larger number of people. This would be one. And the second would be, you can find communities everywhere, whether it's business or anything else. You could find communities everywhere. Communities are there in colleges. Communities are there, even part of technologies. Like when NFT was launched, how many communities were formed regarding NFTs. So we've seen a lot of communities, and the community helped a lot in the growth of NFTs itself, right? So communities are across everywhere. So that's the second point. And third point is mental health. I want to address this point very seriously, because people are longing to belong. Especially there has been a research paper that came out last year that this generation, especially the Gen Z generation, are the loneliest generation in the world, because they're always online and never offline. So there is a lot of struggle in connecting really with the like-minded people. So these are the people who feel isolated, feeling lonely than ever, right? So these people need community more than ever. The need for the community is more than ever now. So when there is a community that they could be part of, they also feel belong, and there is an emotional connect that's playing. Most of the time, what you're not able to share with your friends or family, this community could be a place for them to come out and be themselves. So these are 3 points why community is extremely important in the current generation. Using community as part of brand marketing strategy is the most overlooked opportunity in the history of marketing ever. And the need is more than ever, is what I would say. So, for example, like let's look at Instagram and Facebook. So when Instagram and Facebook was launched, it was more community driven. The purpose was more meaningful, and later now we know how it's evolved. Like it's more corporate. It's more about the algorithms and less human, right? So even there, the pressure and the stress level is only a lot more than people getting connected and people getting their purpose solved. So saying that communities also fail. So when does a community fail? So 70% of the community fails when we try to sell just stuff, like when we try to sell our products or services alone in the community. That's when the community fails. So people really don't come into a community to buy your products or services all the time, right? So people come into the community to connect with people, to be among a bunch of people who they feel connected with. So how much you contribute to the community as a brand or as a company, how much we contribute to the community also matters a lot. Like we have to consistently keep putting efforts into building this community. So community should be a destination for people to look forward to or come visit every day. So saying that, I also want to talk about a case study. Like all of us know Harley Davidson, and there are hundreds and thousands of people in Harley Davidson club, right? They have a community called HOG, Harley Owners Group. So these people, like, they come together, they drive, they go out, have fun, and in a way they are fulfilling people's dream through journey, through traveling. So this is what the community is about. Just imagine one day Harley Davidson goes up to the community and say, hey, we have this big sale happening, and you can just get our motorcycles off in this many percentage. Will anyone be interested? Definitely not, because it is about the community. And if you see in Harley Davidson, from the bottom employee to the top level, they carry this spirit of contributing to the community and nurturing the community. So this is what they are all about, and they also scream this loud. They don't talk about their product much, they talk about the community. So in a way, what happens is there is a sustainable relationship built between the brand and the people who are associated to the brand. And no matter what, like, one day, even if you stop making products, or even if you stop offering services, these people will not let you down. These people will not leave your brand and switch over to another brand. Why? Because this is the place where they found their kind of people. This is where they feel belong. So no matter how the brand is, no matter what the company is up to, these people will always stick on to you. So when you have a community like this, you don't need great sales strategies, you don't need SEO, you don't have to work on anything else, because these people got your back very strongly. And these are the people who are the true brand ambassadors of the brand, because they will go vouch for the brand, they will go talk about your brand, they'll go rave about the brand. And what is more powerful than word of mouth, right? So when you nurture the community, when you really take them seriously and constantly keep giving back to them, they will really take care of you. So see, we discussed about Harley Davidson, and I want to quote one more example also. So Coca-Cola is also another brand which we all know, and it's nothing but brown water and sugar. But the kind of clever advertisements that Coca-Cola did, every time the advertisements speak about emotion, setting up a mood. So it was never about the product, but it really worked for Coca-Cola, because for decades we've been seeing that advertisements. But for a startup in this generation, to do such kind of advertisements, to reach out to large audience, is definitely not the immediate way of doing, immediate way of reaching out to people. So we will definitely not have that bandwidth for huge level of advertisements and pulling in brand ambassadors. But more than that, what would speak strongly is a community. When you have army of people backing you, backing your brand, backing your product, that's more than enough. You don't need any celebrity endorsements. You don't need any huge billboards or advertisements, because this will create a ripple effect. So we've spoken a lot about what is community. Why do we need a community? Let's see how to build a community. First is identifying your community. So your community can either be local or global, this is more like identifying your target audience. So what your community requires, or first you can jot it down into smaller points of what are you're going to address, like how you're going to be part of in a smaller way in this larger society. So for example, Pucci, we are a brand built for mothers. So, and we especially brand built for young mothers, like of this generation. So I am a mother to 3-year-old son, and when I started my motherhood journey, like I didn't have any support system at home, and there were a lot of questions that I had about parenting, motherhood, and so many things that was unanswered for me. So I was looking out for like-minded people, or women who just delivered and have their child, who will also be facing similar kind of problems, so I could connect with them and understand how it is for them, right? So that's when we came up across that's when we came with an idea called Pucci Socials, where all these mothers, just like me, can join the platform. We have an Instagram and WhatsApp community, which is a very close knit, safe, private community, where we talk about a lot of things, what other mothers are going through and how we can help each other. And sometimes simply we went out. This community has given me so much as a mother itself, and along with the brand, I could see the community also growing. And when the community is growing, the brand is also growing, because all these people who are part of Pucci Socials, who are part of the private group, they all know what we are up to as a brand and the kind of value we carry. And even after their need for the product is over, they are sticking on to us. So that's how a community functions, or that's how the community will always have your back. So saying that, yes, so you have to find the interest or the need, or what you are trying to solve. So with that, you have to define your community first. And then the second point is build relationships. So now you have a community, people start coming in, and just creating a space for people to come in alone is not enough, right? You have to build relationship with them. So building relationship will not happen by just selling your product. So you have to go address the needs of the people in the community. So you have to engage them. So we do a lot of stuff for engaging our community. Like we keep sending newsletters every week, talking about different problems a mother go through. We send out newsletters with testimonials. So we also have a question and answer session. We bring in, experts into the group to address specific problems. So these are the ways you can build relationship with your community. And the third thing would be listen and learn. So community is not, community doesn't run with numbers like businesses. So here we have to be extremely patient. We have to, sit with our people. We have to listen what they are looking for, what's their need, because it keeps changing. We cannot be providing something that they are not in want of. So we have to constantly, sit with them, talk to them, see what their needs are, if there are any problems to be addressed. So these are the things that will be a part of nurturing the community. The fourth would be co-creating. So co-creation involves working with people in the community. So in this case, like as we are a community of mothers, for example, what we do is, there are a lot of mothers who slow down after having their child. So after having their child, they want to bounce back to their career, they want to start something, but there is always, there is always a struggle. There are a lot of things that play a role, and it is definitely challenging. So as part of the community itself, we offer a support system. We offer a program where, the mothers who want to bounce back to career, they can part-time work for Pucci, or we also listen to them if they want to start something, and we are there to guide them throughout the process. Or if we are not able to, we find mentors or we find experts in that field, and we connect them. So in this way, like we are co-creating services along with the community members. And if one person is doing something, if they are starting something, and if they are offering a service, we make sure that the community knows about it, so they can support each other. So this will also, make sure, this will also make them feel that they are taken care of, they are also included. That inclusiveness will come when you start co-creating with your community. So the next point would be making them feel belong to the community. So when they don't belong to the community, they'll never want to stick to the community. So we create a lot of WhatsApp groups, we create a lot of Facebook groups, but after some point the group becomes mute. There is nothing to discuss there. There is absolute silence, right? Because people don't see any purpose after a point of time. So community is a place constantly people should feel that I belong to this space, I belong to this group of people. So making sure that we have the right kind of people inside the community, making sure that we are not diluting the community for the sake of our business or for the sake of making numbers, will definitely not help. So constantly we have to give them a feeling that they belong here. So to make them feel belong, one of the things that we could do is celebrate them, like make them feel extremely special. This could be a way. So sixth point would be providing value. So what kind of value are you providing to your community members will also play a major role. So apart from the product or services you do in your brand, what other value does this community get from you? So when you constantly push your products or services, they feel that they're used. They feel that this is a place just for them to make sales. But if you offer any other services, like I said earlier, like when a mother wants to bounce back to her career, we guide her, we bring in mentors. So these are kind of values that you can add to your community. So when you take that extra effort to give back to the community, the kind of love you will get back from the community will be like priceless. So that definitely boosts the branding of your brand also. Yeah, this is extremely important. Measuring the impact you are creating in the community. So we will take a lot of efforts. We will take a lot of measures to keep our people engaged in the community. But we should also need to see the metrics. We should also see how satisfied are they, how engaging it is for them. Sometimes what excites us will not excite the entire community, right? So we have to make sure that this is constantly creating an impact in them and they are getting benefited out of it. So what are the advantages of having a community driven business? One, strong customer loyalty, like I kept addressing earlier. These are the people who will be your real brand ambassadors forever. They will keep vouching for your brand, and they will have your back. And literally there'll be your army of people who will bring in the next bunch of army of people. So what better way than hearing from the real people about your brand, right? So when they have nice positive things to say, definitely like it'll be more trustworthy. So they will be strong. There'll be a strong customer loyalty here, and you will also have a high retention rate. So as new startups, one of the biggest problem is not acquiring new customers. We always fail or struggle in retaining customers. So when you have a strong community, the retention level is just taken care of. Enhanced brand reputation, yes, it comes hand in hand with it. You don't hear about the brand not in just PVC or Facebook ads. You hear about the brand from real people talking about the brand, right? So it definitely enhances the brand reputation. Better product development. So when you have these kind of loyal people with you for the brand, so we experience it all the time. So our community of mothers, they come and tell us, you have to create this product, you have to create this product, this is what we are all in need of, please create this product. So when you hear from your audience, this is what is their need, and even before you launch the product, for a fact you know that the product is going to be super duper hit. So lot of times we have done soft launches, a quiet launch just for the community, and in a day we've got sold out. So this is only because we know the exact need through the community, almost like they are creating the product along with us, and we know this is what the community needs, or this is what mothers like us need. So it's like tested and proven method. So there is no disappointments there. This works like the market research. So you'll be co-creating products with your community or with your target audience, and you always have a better product. Increased engagement and involvement. So when you are creating products and services for them, and when they trust you with whatever you do, there is a huge level of engagement and involvement. Whatever. So, for example, when Apple launches a product, people who buy Apple, they'll definitely fall for it. The community that Apple has created is extremely powerful, and no matter what, any Apple product, any iMac, iPhones, whatever it is, right, they'll keep upgrading. That's because the community trusts the brand, and they don't look at the product as such. They buy it just for the brand. So there'll definitely be increased engagement and involvement. Improve social impact. A community-driven businesses that address the needs and concerns of its community can have a positive social impact by supporting local initiative, contributing to social causes, or creating jobs. So this is exactly what we do at Pucci also with our community. We create opportunities for them, and we create a platform for them to gain knowledge. We bring in experts. So this also improves the social impact. So yes, so I think I covered everything related to how to build the community. So community definitely plays a huge role in current startups, and we've also seen a huge race. So I would also like to share one of my favorite brand from India, which is completely community driven, is Bliss Club. So Bliss Club is a brand which focuses on movement. It is a community for movement. So especially targeting on the women's movement. So in the West, like, there are a lot of clubs for women fitness and all that. But here in India, like, it's something that's always overlooked. So this particular brand, they've created a revolution around movement. Their products also sync with movement, like they do active wear, and they've created a very strong, powerful community related to movement. So this is something they've achieved over a very short span of time, and this is also a brand, like, they've gone into a huge funding, 100 crore funding. So this is the power of community. So I think, like, anyone who's starting to start a business in this era, they have to really consider nurturing or starting a community in first place, because that's where everything starts. More than the digital marketing or any other form of marketing, I would always go with a community driven marketing. So I hope this was useful for everyone. Thank you so much for having me. If any of you have any questions, I'm open to it.
Thank you, Deepika. That was a fantastic, presentation, and very fascinating to listen to you. How community, how you can build a brand through community, using community. Very, very well explained. And if anyone has a question, may I request you all to, if you can also post in the chat box, or you can unmute and ask questions.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Vidya, they can unmute and ask questions, right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, I will ask a question. I was curious.
Sure.
Deepika, when you are building a, you said community-driven brand and a startups, how important it is. As the community grows and as the brand grows, who drives this? Is it, you have an experts because, so having so many groups and so much presence in social media, I don't think only the founders will be able to manage. So that personal touch, do you think, how do you maintain that personal touch at the same time? Also ensures that the growing community, the growth of the community and the brand.
Right. So these days, like new brands like us, we have an expertise with us who takes care only of the community. So at Pucci, we have a community marketing expert. So the role of this person itself to constantly engage with the community, create programs for them, address their needs. So they will not be in any way associated with the business. There will be a dedicated person handling the entire community as such. So like how we hire for every other portfolios, I feel this is also extremely important because these are the people who are the backbone for any business or the brand. So it's important to have a dedicated set of people taking care of the community itself.
Yes, I understand, because you must have a set of people who also are very familiar with the culture and the values of the company, right?
Exactly,
Right.
exactly. And as founders, we will also be part of the community and we will be one among them in the community.
Okay, okay. And as it grows, do you think that this is a sustainable thing when you are scaling up, through community? Do you think
Of
it's
course.
sustainable?
Of course, yes. So over years, like a lot of brands, they've proven this methodology. So even in US, there is a community called Boss Mom. So this was started by
Someone's this is unmuted, I think. Yes, Deepika.
So there is this woman called Dana who started a community called Boss Women. Like she was a working woman and she just had her child and she didn't know how to balance it out. And she started a community, and through the community, like by understanding the power of the community, later she also started a brand that is serving mothers. So now this community like there's more than like lack of people, and they are going extremely strong. So how much ever effort and importance we give into building the business or the brand, like how much ever as the brand goes, we generally expand our team also. The resources also grow to take care of the brand functionality. It's the same with the community. You will be acting as a separate body by itself, and it needs a set of people to run the show, definitely. But it will be as the community grows, the brand will be growing to the next level only. There'll be a very sustainable relationship between the brand and the community.
Okay, thank you. I understand. And do you think social media is the only thing which will drive, or are there through other platforms also you build? How do you sustain it apart from social media? Do you have any other ways?
See, social media is a great platform. Definitely, yes. We cannot avoid social media in this generation. But
Yeah.
um, apart from it, I would also recommend, having personal meetups, personal space for the community, because right now, this generation, like, we feel very disconnected because we are always online and meeting people in real, connecting with them, being there with them itself, is a fresh breath of air. And that's even more powerful.
Okay. But that can also be thought of, right? Apart from social media, some other ways, like, can
Yeah,
be thought of. Is it possible?
definitely. You can have an app where it can act like a forum where people can come and connect with the community members, and they could discuss, or whenever they have some queries or doubts, they know for a fact that there are people backing them up. So app could be a great platform.
Okay. The physical setting like that may not be working. Some
See,
physical
physical, yes,
space.
you can have. It necessarily doesn't have to be a physical space in the beginning, like in the initial stage. If we don't have the bandwidth to, start a physical space, then you can put up a meetup, and there are a lot of cafes. There are a lot of places you can, go meet your community people and have some activities and come back. So that could be a starter.
Okay. Thank you so much, Deepika. Any questions from the audience?
Dr. Ravindran, our secretary, has put in a question in the chat room. He says, how about getting the rural women into this community?
Okay, this is a very interesting question. So, yes, mostly when it comes to startup, we talk about the generation that's on social media. So, getting rural women is definitely not that easy. So here you need volunteers, you need people reaching out to them, making them understand what we stand for and how we can help them and how they can get benefited by it. So this could be done physically. This could be done more physically. So there is an app called Animal. So they bring in community of farmers. So this is an app based out of Punjab. So what these people do is they don't have an Instagram page, Facebook page. They don't have social presence at all because their target audience are completely in the rural side of the country. So they have to go door to door, and they have a different strategy to bring in people into the community. They do theaters in the road, and through their performances they connect with audiences, and without a social presence, what's more surprising is with zero social presence, they've signed up a lack of farmers in the country to their app. So if we have to address a rural community, then we have to take a different approach. Definitely, social media is not the place. So I see another question also in the chat box. Is it possible to market more products in this way? Yes, it is definitely possible. The advantage here is you don't have to market your product. You don't have to go talk about your product. They themselves will buy your product because they stand with the brand. They know what this brand stands for. They believe in the brand. So they've always got your back. You don't have to market it to them. They will go market it to hundreds of people.
Thank you, Deepika. You were talking about getting the rural women into this community, right? Not as part of the community. If I can put it this way, how about making them part of your product? Like, they'll have their unique tribal art or rural, their own form of art, right? If you can incorporate that into your product and, help them, the rural women, is that an option?
Yes, definitely. So even in our case, we've tied up with a village in Rajasthan, it's a community of women who don't even come out of that village. They don't show their faces. So what they do is they specialize in a specific local hand embroidery. We give work to them, and they are also part of the community, and they get benefited.
Oh, that's very nice. So you send the product to them and get it done, and they ship it. I mean, they send it back.
So in our case, the fabric itself is sourced in Rajasthan, most of the fabric. So it is directly sent to these villages, and we have a middleman there who takes care of all this, and they do the work, and it gets shipped to us.
That's nice. Thank you. How big is your community so far, Deepika?
So we have 100K mothers in our community now.
Oh, 100,000. That's a
Yeah.
lakh of.
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. And this is only in Coimbatore, or do you have the surrounding areas, or is it like a big group?
We have people from across the world. We have people in India, we have in US, we have a lot of them from Singapore, Malaysia, and Australia. So mostly it's all Indians. So Indians who are who've migrated outside, and Indians here, they are the major part of the community.
Okay, that's nice.
Any other questions?
Students, if you'll have any questions.
I think that's it, Vidya.
Okay.
Okay, so Deepika, on behalf of all of us, CMA, thank you so much for taking time off to be here, and it was wonderful listening to you. And the slides were very well structured and very informative and insightful. And I'm sure that most of them would have benefited from your talk. And
Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you so much for having me.
And thanks to CMA, Vidya, Mr. Sundaraman, and all for organizing this. Thank you, everyone, and good night.
Thank you, Dr. Vandana. Thank you, Deepika. Thank you, all the participants. Good night.